All right, boys, if you're struggling to get lean, or you can get lean but can't stay there, today I'm going to be talking about the secret ingredient that nobody talks about, which is building your metabolism. So many people, I'm sure you can relate, can lose a little bit of body fat, but they never quite get there. Or they do get there, but then they kind of bounce back out and get fat again. And as you can see, without sounding like an arrogant prick, I have been able to do it. I've built a good physique, I have muscle, and I'm lean. And I'm like this all the time. And my goal with this channel is to teach you how to do the same, okay? So everybody wants to be shredded, everybody wants to be lean. But there's a few key things to consider, because building your metabolism, people don't talk about it. Everyone talks about getting shredded or the bulks. No one talks about spending time building metabolism up to enable the body to be able to maintain its condition and hold more food. So if you're struggling to get lean, let's be honest, let's think about why, yeah? The cut gets too hard because your calories get too low. You get too hungry and you crack. That's what most people do. Or you kind of reach your target, you do get lean, you get to a position where you say, you know what, I look good, and then you have a holiday. Or you then go from transition from cut, dieting phase, to bulk, gaining phase, okay? Where the key sits somewhere in the middle, and this is like something people just love to miss out, right? Once you get yourself lean, and you get yourself shredded, peeled, whatever you want to be, or 10%, 12%, you are not the same as what you were. If you were eating 3,000 calories a day, you were 100 kilos, yeah? Think about this. You get to 80 kilos eating 2,000 calories a day. Your metabolism is not what it was. You can't just go back up to 3,000 calories. So the magic is doing the work, getting from 2,000 back to 3,000 calories whilst maintaining condition. And people don't want to do it because it's tough. Now, the issue we have with deficits, right? Obviously you look great, you get shredded, you get peeled, life is good. But they're very, very hard to maintain. The longer you stay in a deficit, the more muscle you lose. Yeah, we know this. And people just bounce straight out of them. What I want you guys to think about is I want you to get lean first. Once you are lean, if you're overweight right now, you don't need to be building your metabolism. If you've got 20 kilos of fat, skip to my fat loss videos. This is for the people that are skinny, the people that are already very, very lean, or the people that have just come to the end of their dieting phase, okay? What you guys need to do is now build your metabolic rate. Build your food up. So you go from 2,000 calories, let's say you've dieted down to 80 kilos, yeah? Whatever, you're at 2,000 calories a day. You're gonna take your calories to 2,200. You're gonna sit there for a few weeks. Yeah, but Max, I've got to the end of my fat loss phase, I just want to bulk. Trust me, don't be an idiot. Listen to what I'm saying. You go from 2,000 calories a day to 2,200 calories a day. It's a very small calorie increase, okay? I would recommend it comes from via carbohydrates, yeah? Comes from carbs. What will happen is you won't really notice those 200 calories going in, and your body won't really notice them either. It's almost like the body kind of soaks it up, and you go from maintaining 80 kilos at 2,000 calories, suddenly we're still maintaining 80 kilos at 2,200 calories, yeah? This is a massive win. This is a great first step. From here, after a couple of weeks, because you're probably still going to be very hungry because you've come out of that fat loss phase, this is why most people fail, you're going to go from 2.2 to maybe 2.4. Again, carbs come up, maybe fats come up a little bit, and you just let the body get used to the food, do its thing. It's almost like it just keeps coming in. It's like the body doesn't almost feel it come in, and there's no response in body fat. And what happens is, again, you just kind of absorb those calories, and suddenly, over 4 to 6 weeks, you've gone from 2,000 calories at 80 kilos. Now you're at 2,400 calories. Maybe you're 80.5, 81 kilos. And realistically, guys, that kilo increase is just glycogen from carbohydrates, because carbs bring in 3 to 4 grams of water. And you probably just filled out from when you were flat before from being so depleted, right? If you have the discipline to sit at that 2,400 for a few weeks, suddenly it's like, hold on, boom, we're locked in at 80, 81 kilos. If that was your end game, remember everyone's different. From here, you then would jump up to 2,600, and you see the pattern here, guys. What we want to do is obviously take ourselves from the deficit to maintenance calories, and then start creeping into like a gaining phase, yeah? You don't just go deficit gaining phase. By doing this, if this person's smart and they've gone 24, 2,600, spend a bit of time there, 26, 2,800, 2,800, 3,000, they might get to 3,000 calories, and they might only be at 82 kilos or so. This is a huge win. They are building their metabolic rate, building their metabolism, allowing the body to hold on to more food. And what happens here, yeah? You've got an 80 kilo guy at 2,000 calories, and now you've got probably an 82 or an 83 kilo guy at 3,000 calories. And only half a kilo of that is fat. The rest was glycogen and probably muscle by now, because your training's getting better, your energy's getting better, you feel good, you're filling out, your lifts are going up. So this person has gone from maintaining their weight at 2,000 to a couple kilos heavier at 3,000. He's put himself in a really good position to bulk, and his body is now utilizing that food, okay? From here, it's very important as you go into that gaining phase that you're literally setting yourself up for a successful fat loss phase. You should be already thinking ahead. Yeah, I go over all of this stuff in my brand new course, The Complete Physique, where I teach you how to get a physique like mine in half the time. This took me 15 years. It doesn't have to take that long, okay? Everything you want I take a deep dive into this stuff in that course. Go and check it out in the link. But anyway, back to this, right? So, once you start going into your gaining phase, let's say you go 3,000, 3,200, 3,400, whatever, right? Let's say you finish your bulk 6 months later at 3,600 calories or 3,500 calories. You would have, of course, accumulated some body fat, yeah? Of course. But over those 6-9 months, you took your body from maintaining its weight at 2,000 calories to now maintaining a heavier weight, maybe 8-10 kilos heavier at 3,500 calories. What do you think happens when that body, the 3,500 calorie body, let's say he's 90 kilos now instead of 80, what do you think happens to him when he goes from 3,500 to 3,000 calories and adds a bit of cardio in? This guy, who's 10 kilos heavier than this guy, is now going to be able to start dropping body fat at 3,000 calories, yeah? And that's not talking about including steps, including cardio. He's successfully built his metabolic rate, built his metabolism over time, and set himself up for a really successful fat loss phase. And this guy, if he's not an idiot, can go from 3,500 to 3,000, increase steps, increase cardio, 2,750, increase steps, increase cardio, 2,500. He'd end up getting down to 84, 85 kilos, but the same condition he had at 80 kilos, so it's probably 4 to 5 kilos heavier, with the same body fat as at 80 kilos, but instead of being at 2,000 calories, he did it at 2,500 calories. Do you see where I'm going with this? Now imagine you're me and you've done this twice a year for 10 years. Suddenly, you're walking around 94, 95 kilos, or whatever I am, 93 kilos, with the same body fat I used to have at 75 kilos. But I've done it by building a lot of muscle over years, building my strength, going over basic lifts, getting good at the basics, and building my metabolism, and then not crashing it. Building metabolism, not crashing it. Too many people go from a dirty bulk into a horrendous, poverty cut, and then you end up wrecking your metabolism, and you don't have a time span to build it back up. You just go from cut to bulk, and you just have something called a spillover where you get fat, okay? You've got to build food over time, guys, and you've got to do it slowly. And I recommend eating the same foods in your gaining phase as you ate in your dieting phase. Because in your dieting phase, you're eating good, healthy foods, probably nutritious, quality foods, good lean meats. When you go into your gaining phase, just add in more of that with a little bit of stuff you enjoy kind of in the evenings or whatever, all right? And I want to just quickly go over a client of mine, Simon. Classic dude here, normal guy living in London. We took him from these pictures here, which were his start pics, and he obviously got himself very, very lean to here. What you don't see, is it was like a 12, 16-week result, like 8 to 10 kilos down, calories coming down, cardio coming up, the classic. But this is why this stuff is so powerful. He was a consistent, disciplined client, yeah? And he took himself from here at about 2,000 calories. He did the reverse properly. We took him up to 3,200 calories, and look at these pics. He literally has the same level of body composition, just way more muscle, except it's so easy for this guy to maintain a result. And he's only 4 weeks away from being, beach ready if he wanted to be. And if anything, he's there now. So this is the power of building your metabolism. If you struggle to get lean or struggle to stay lean, you really need to focus on this. And if you want to learn how to do it, sign up to my course below or reach out to me one-to-one and I will do it for you. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, send me some hate. See you in the next one.